So guys, this is the official team of the tournament for the 2026 World Cup. I said team of the tournament. This is not my team of the tournament. This is not anyone's opinion. This is the original team, and every player who I'm going to mention in this team fully deserves to be here. And without further ado, let's begin. So in the goalkeeper position, I want it to be none other than Vozinha. Vozinha deserves this spot more than anyone. Shout outs to Bono, shout outs to Emi Martinez, shout outs to Unai Simon, shout outs to Jordan Pickford. In fact, shout outs to SM for life, Asari. But it's going to be Vozinha. This World Cup, Vozinha has been very, very incredible. I think he's 40 years of age. Now, because of him clipping a clean sheet against Spain, he's now the most followed goalkeeper on Instagram, and that's the record that he has set. Very, very wonderful goalkeeper. He just made a move to Colo Colo, and hopefully he can bring some impact and bring good waves to the club. In the left back position, I'm not going to mention his name, but I feel like I have to. Marc Cucurella, the snake himself, moved to Real Madrid. He's an excellent fullback. I've not seen a fullback better than this guy. Look, I wasn't around when Jordi Alba and then those guys were there. When I was born, it is Cucurella that I came to meet. And since I was born, this guy is the most crazy goalkeeper I've ever seen. Cucurella. This guy is just like my whole life. My whole life since I started watching football. I do not think there's any goalkeeper who can, fullback who can match this guy. I'm telling you, not even Prime Miss James can match Cucurella. When it comes to speed, defensiveness, shooting, like, what is this guy truly bad at? Ask yourself, what is he truly bad at? He's a complete player. All of the legends like Jordi Alba, Piqué, all of these guys, yes, they were wonderful fullbacks. But looking at it again, these guys had weaknesses. Cucurella has no weakness. And now he has a World Cup. Real Madrid, he may potentially win the Champions League. And he can even win the Ballon d'Or, which may make him one of the best fullbacks of all time. Already, he's one of the best. So, in my opinion, I think he's actually the best. Arguably the best fullback. Best, bro. Hey, Cucurella, yeah, we're wonderful. At the right back position, I want to be Pedro Porro. Pedro Porro deserves this spot more than anyone. Yes, shout out to Rich D, but Pedro Porro deserves this spot more than anyone. He came for a dysfunctional Tottenham team that were 2 points away from relegation, and somehow he was able to be called up to the Spain national team over Balde. He was called up to the Spain national team over Balde, a whole Balde of Barcelona, that fresh guy. They call this guy over Balde, so you should know that. Even when his team was dysfunctional, he was still one of their best fullbacks and still one of the best fullbacks in the Premier League. The centre-back pairing, I want it to be Kubasi and Upamecano. Upamecano, that one wonderful centre-back. Look, Upamecano can use his feet very, very well, and his defensive work is excellent, brilliant. His work rates, he's like a Jude Bellingham in defense. He's giving you everything on the ball, and he's giving you pressure in defense. Then Kubasi, the young player of the tournament. This guy has been arguably the best young player in the world for some time now. Yes, Kubasi is a defender who is worth 100 million euros. All of these Diamonde players, this guy is a player who is worth 100 million euros. And it shocks me that Barcelona are producing these players for free. Anyways, in the midfield, I'm taking 3 midfielders, and I want to be Rodri in the midfield with Jude Bellingham and Michael Olise in the midfield. Obviously, Rodri took the golden ball. He was the best player in the World Cup according to FIFA. He's a very, very sensational player. Look, in fact, if not for Rodri being inconsistent for Man City, not because he's a bad player, but because of injury. If Rodri played every single game for Man City, I'm telling you, Rodri will be in the Ballon d'Or conversation. Look, even though Rodri did not play much for Man City, in this Ballon d'Or, Rodri's name will be inside. I'm telling you, Rodri's name is going to be in the Ballon d'Or. There is no way Rodri will come to your team and he will fail. Rodri is that player that will come to your team and totally bring domination into your team. He brings domination to your club. He's a player that no matter where this guy goes, if you like, let him play for Celtic, this guy is still going to perform at the highest level. Rodri. Then Jude Bellingham and Michael Olise. In this World Cup, Jude Bellingham scored a brace. I think the first player to score a brace, a brace in a row, apart from after Maradona or something for like 1980 or something. He broke that record. He scored 7 goals for England. Has been exceptional in this World Cup. I do not think there's any other player who should be contending for that spot. Don't even bring up Declan Rice. Don't bring him up. This World Cup, I didn't really feel Declan Rice. On the other side, Michael Olise, 7 assists in the World Cup, the most assists in World Cup history. If you exclude Pele, he's the greatest World Cup assister of all time. I do not know what Michael Olise cannot do. Yes, after the World Cup, the third place match against England, I heard he was crying the tunnel because he expected to score more goals and he missed some chances. But look, do not feel bad at all. Having 7 assists in 5 games in a 7-game tournament, in 6 games, you should know that you are an exceptional player. And you're one of those players who should be in the conversations for the Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or, bro. Michael Olise, I love you, man. You are crazy. Hey, Michael Olise is that kind of player that will be so aura farm. That will be nonchalant. That will bring pressure like on the other team. He will even score a goal so beautiful that the goalkeeper will even laugh and be like, then I will share go away. Michael Olise is just something else. And on that left wing, this World Cup, Vinicius Junior has been the best left winger because he's one of the players who has played on the left wing position. But I'm not going to put him there because he just scored 4 goals. He was not consistent apart from scoring goals. Vinicius Junior's impact was very low. I think the only time the 4 goals really mattered was when was playing at Japan. Yes, against Japan, Vinicius Junior, when apart from scoring, he was arguably the best. Against Morocco, against Norway, yes, Vinicius Junior, even though I don't think he scored in those games, he performed. Yes. But I'm going to make it Kylian General Sergeant Master Kylian Mbappé ramène un coup à la maison on bless my Tweedy, my Tweedy. Hey, Kylian Mbappé is the best World Cup player of all time because for Cristiano Ronaldo, the greatest goal scorer of all time, yes, Ronaldo's goal-to-game ratio is not the best, but the best goal scorer of all time, Mr. Champions League so-called, has scored 11 goals in all his World Cup, 6 World Cup editions. 2006, 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022, 2026 World Cup. These World Cups all combined, Cristiano Ronaldo has how many goals? He has 11 goals. In this World Cup alone, Kylian Mbappé had 10 goals and I think 5 assists. 15 GA in the World Cup. Some players in the Premier League and in the La Liga are suffering to even score 4 goals. 4 goals and you are scoring 10 in about 6 matches. Kylian Mbappé, clap. Let me clap for you. You deserve that clap. On the right wing, the man himself, the greatest player of all time. In fact, the Odogu of football. Lionel Andreas Messi. Yes, this man deserves this spot more than anyone. Forget anyone who performed on this right wing. He came into the World Cup with an injury at the age of 39 years old. This man has kids. If he started giving birth at the age of 18 years old, his child will be like 22 years old. 22 years old. So you know that this guy has lived a very, very long life. And apart from that, he has been able to deliver 8 goals in the World Cup. 8 goals with an Argentina team that have been totally lost. 8 goals. Wonderful from him. In the midfield, I could have even put Enzo Fernandez for chemistry. But no. Up top, this one is going to be a debate. I wanted to put Mbappe there. Harry Kane is also not bad. And you can put Haaland in there. I am a Ghanaian, so maybe I'll put Jordan Ayew in there. And maybe I can put Oyarzabal up there. But I feel like the player that deserves it the most is Erling Braut Haaland. His first World Cup edition in his career, and he was able to deliver 8 goals for Norway. That's not even a footballing nation. That should tell you that Erling Haaland is going to retire as one of the best players of all time. Greatest players of all time. For the coach, is going to be De La Fuente. The most flop player of this tournament is going to be Bruno Fernandes. The breakout star of this World Cup is going to be Vozinha. The young player of the tournament is going to be Kubasi. The best player of the tournament, in my opinion, is Kylian Mbappé, greatest of all time in the World Cup. And I feel like the most underwhelming team in this World Cup was Brazil, and the most surprising team in this World Cup was Cabo Verde. This World Cup was arguably one of the best World Cups I've ever had in my life. This was the 3rd World Cup I have ever watched in my life. We look forward for the 2030 World Cup. FIFA, we are ready for you next for